What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, like always, an interesting video for you here on the channel. What should Drew McIntyre's match be? One thing I gotta get off my chest, and first off, probably looking around saying, where is Chadwell at right now? I'm in a different location, but we gotta get videos out like always, so might look a little different in my background, but I'm still the same person that's giving out these videos. Number two, why is this a video? Now, let's just go off and talk about that already in this next slide. Why is this a video? Insider claims with WWE, I've seen many reports from multiple, and I mean multiple sources, that they think they might change Drew McIntyre's WrestleMania plans because of the backlash that's been going on. And we're not talking about the PLE after WrestleMania. No, we're talking about kind of what's been going on with what's been happening with Drew McIntyre. Let me first say, if you don't know what's happened with Drew McIntyre, there's been some controversy behind Drew McIntyre and what's been going on with potentially LA Knight. Not confirmed, but a lot of sources say Drew McIntyre wasn't happy with LA Knight, who was trying to do some spot with Logan Paul, and it kind of ruined his momentum with Damian Priest eliminating Drew McIntyre, which was ultimately going to lead to Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest at WrestleMania for I think a lot of people said, year-long feud that they would have. Does the Drew McIntyre of 2024 deserve a Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre match at WrestleMania? I don't think so. And for this reason, I have to make this video, because if insider claims, which a lot of people clamored and said, why is Drew McIntyre, after an amazing 2024, going to go against Damian Priest? What should be his match? And that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to go through a lot of possibilities. We're going to talk about a lot that could happen. I also didn't include this, but ow, I just hit my finger on my mic and that hurt so much. Ow, why did that hurt so much? Anyways, we're going to go through a lot of matches. One that I did not add was Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu, but that's not going to happen. I think Fatu and Solo is going to happen. But we're going to go through a lot of possibilities and see how I could see it and go into a certain way, and how could they switch off of other possibilities. So let's get started with the match that was already going to be confirmed, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. I was going to make this video a while back and say Damian Priest is probably going to win the Elimination Chamber. I know Jacob Fatu's in it, but some shenanigans going to happen, and Damian Priest is going to win and get the pin on Braun Strowman. What happened? Exactly that. And so Damian Priest goes to Elimination Chamber, Drew McIntyre Elimination Chamber. I'm expecting Damian Priest to pin Drew McIntyre, or Drew McIntyre to pin Damian Priest, whatever it might be. More than likely, Damian Priest eliminating Drew McIntyre, so Drew McIntyre can kill Damian Priest at WrestleMania. And I expect this match to kind of go from there to say, I want you at WrestleMania, and that's how it goes. Now, do I think this is WrestleMania worthy? I think this is WrestleMania worthy if you didn't do this at Clash of the Castle, where Damian Priest already beat Drew McIntyre and beat him in a title match. It does suck that technically these are two different individuals now, where Drew's a little more crazier, and well, that's crazy to say that, and Damian Priest is more of a babyface. But with both on the same brand, with Damian Priest more than likely getting a good WrestleMania match, this seems like this is the most likely thing to happen. Do I think it sucks that this is more than likely going to happen? Yes, because I want Drew McIntyre in a either big feud or a title match. Damian Priest, he's a little positionless right now. I thought they would try and extend Finn and Damian Priest to WrestleMania, where Finn would win over Damian Priest and have the Demon come out, so it's a really interesting match. Doesn't look like that's the case. Instead, it looks like Damian is kind of going to be in limbo if they take out Drew McIntyre. So what could happen? Another match that we're going to talk about with Drew McIntyre is LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre. What if they build off the momentum with the why am I blanking? The controversy. What if they do, which a lot of people liked, LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre? What if that is the match that they're setting up for WrestleMania? You know, somehow, some way, LA Knight doesn't screw over. Drew McIntyre screws over LA Knight in a potential U.S. title match versus Shinsuke Nakamura. The feud goes on to WrestleMania. Or LA Knight wins the U.S. title. Drew McIntyre wins the, not open challenge, but the tournament to whatever to get to the U.S. title. Drew McIntyre versus LA Knight for the U.S. title at WrestleMania. I really like that possibility because I want Drew McIntyre to win a title in 2024. It sucks that it wouldn't be a main title, but I do think that a U.S. title win is still something Drew McIntyre could get under his belt, literally. But I still think that this is a feud that is possible with both of them being on the same brand. It's just, would they pull it? I also think, and I kind of made this prediction in a video for WrestleMania predictions, Drew McIntyre versus LA Knight versus Damian Priest. LA Knight and Damian Priest already had their kind of moment. So could it be a triple threat instead? I could really see that being a way to really include and make something kind of new. Up next, we have Roman Reigns. Now, this one's a little crazy but I do think that it is pivotable. Obviously, Drew McIntyre is hunting the bloodline, or was until they killed that for some reason. I think generally was because they wanted a Royal Rumble win for Jey Uso. That's what I'm guessing is why. I think what you could do is Drew McIntyre goes to Elimination Chamber. He loses because of some kind of shenanigan from one of the Bloodline members. The next day, whatever, he already beat Jimmy. He already beat, he didn't beat Jay, technically. He already beat Jimmy. He already beat Sammy. Maybe he goes against Jay in a one-on-one, beats Jay. He then takes out Roman Reigns or whatever. And then we somehow get Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. I'm kind of worried that this isn't the route because, again, Roman, Seth, and Punk look like the route that they're going for WrestleMania. Maybe it's Seth versus Roman at WrestleMania. Whatever it might be. I'm expecting Drew versus Roman to happen sometime during this year. Maybe this is them kind of screwing over Drew WrestleMania-wise to really push him for the SummerSlam side of things. I don't know. I'm still saying Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns could happen if they would pivot heavily. Up next, we have Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso versus Gunther. Now, this is kind of a crazy kind of prediction that I'm really not expecting at all. Could we see Drew McIntyre get inserted into the Jey Uso and Gunther fight? Could we see him win Elimination Chamber and not go after Cody, but instead go after Jey Uso and Gunther and say, I'm winning the title, I never lost? Could we see him destroying Gunther and Jey Uso multiple weeks, even after saying I'm part of SmackDown, winning this title? This isn't going to happen. This is me just throwing up a theory that could happen. He already had beef with Jey Uso. He's had beef with Gunther. Be a pretty good match, in my opinion. I think it's a good way if you want to get Jey Uso to win the title off Gunther and save Gunther. Jey Uso pin Drew. Then you have that little feud still going on for whatever it might be. So, again, just a theory. And then we have what I hope they kind of pivot to, which is Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes. Or at least maybe with John Cena in the mix. Drew McIntyre deserves a belt shot in 2024. Drew McIntyre deserves a belt in 2024. Now, I think Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes has to happen. And I think it is money to get Drew McIntyre to beat Cody Rhodes. Drew McIntyre is one of the best heels, if not the best heel in the company. Drew McIntyre deserves a win over Cody Rhodes. I think that if Drew McIntyre was able to dethrone Cody Rhodes for the SmackDown title, for the WWE Championship, you're putting Drew McIntyre on a pedestal. The best thing I would love, too, is Drew McIntyre hold the title for just a little bit and lose it to the Money in the Bank contract again. Something like that I would really love, and I really do expect Drew McIntyre to go against Cody Rhodes sometime in 2020. I said 2020. I keep saying 2024. In 2025. But can they move to WrestleMania? You could easily just have Drew win the Chamber, and then inside you have the Punk, Roman, and Seth. You have John Cena go to no opponent at WrestleMania and just go, I got no one, open challenge, and maybe that's when Randy Orton comes back. Maybe it is against Logan Paul. Whatever it might be, I think this is still a match that you could easily pull the trigger to. Up next, and my last one is just throw Drew McIntyre in the CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins beef. Here's the thing. Drew McIntyre obviously has beef with Punk and Seth. Drew McIntyre really got beef with Roman Reigns. Oh, look what we have here. All 4 of these men have beef with one another. You want to make a main event and you want to have a insane fatal 4-way. You have this become the fatal 4-way and the main event for WrestleMania. I think this is a money match that everyone would want to see. Roman versus Seth versus Punk versus Drew. No one would know who could win. Probably a lot of people would say Roman Reigns. A lot of people would say Punk. But what if Drew McIntyre won? I think that is the craziest thing. This is like their 4 horsemen other than, I would have to say, Cody Rhodes. Yeah, actually, I'd say 4 horsemen other than Cody Rhodes. I was trying to think if there's others. I wouldn't say Cena or Gunther right now. Because Cena's kind of part-timer right now. These are the guys that I would have to say is the biggest for WWE right now. And you add them all 4. What I really want is Cody to be in the mix with the Punk, Roman, and Cena. Or Punk, Reigns, and Rollins match to really have a crazy fatal 4-way. And then Cody lose the title off that without getting pinned. But this is the most insane way you can add Drew McIntyre. And I think it's very much... And there's a lot of storytelling you can go through. But I think it's very much valid to have as a fatal 4-way. So we'll have to see with this. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.